the Bob Mills Weather Center, meteorologist Cassie Heiter.
Well, today we have our storm trackers out. We actually have rain falling in the metro and other parts of the state as well. We are finally seeing some changes taking place. Now, later today, we are expecting the chance of severe storms, which is why we also have our storm trackers out. We've got Valerie McCaster and Marty Logan. I just saw him. He turned his camera on as well. So all of our storm trackers are getting things together and getting into place. Let's go ahead and go to the video from yesterday. Storm trackers were out yesterday, including Jim Gardner and Bob Mills Sky News 9. We were tracking fires all afternoon and into the evening and even late night hours. The first fire was from El Reno. That was fairly small. Then the Cushing fire took off. That was a lot bigger. And we had Jim Gardner. We also had Valerie McCaster. They were watching that from a distance. We had that coming up to the highway there. You can see just how many cedar trees just took off. It's just been so dry. But then we had the Edmond fire. That was really scary because we had so many more people that were around that. That's getting up to I-35 and getting really close to those businesses, you know, right around that Covella I-35 area. There's the Starbucks and the Brahms. They had to evacuate that. It got really close to some homes and some barns, but the firefighters did an incredible job of doing that fire line where it just kind of knocks it out and gets it away from those homes. But then we had the Crescent fire. That took off in several spots, all not only homes, but we've got the hay bales. So we've got property damage and so much loss from these farmers. Now let's go to links 2 and show you that we do eventually have some relief on the way, not just today, but we have other storm chances a part of the forecast. But, you know, since earlier this morning, we were seeing these rain and storms get going, nothing severe. Main cold fronts to the north and west, the main dry line is way out to the west, but eventually that dry line will move into eventually western Oklahoma. Out ahead of that, we do have a few showers really all across I-35, streaming off to the north and east. And right here in the middle of the metro, we have some showers. No lightning strikes with this. Everything is quickly moving off to the north and northeast. We also have some showers that went through Stillwater, moving through Pawnee and around Bremen. We also had a couple of storms around Medford. Marty Logan said that we had a grass fire up there that could have been started by a lightning strike, so that's different here lately. We've also got the cold front in the far northwest. Rain and storms out ahead of that. That's basically moving into Kansas at that point with a lot of lightning with it. But again, the main dry line way out in the Texas Panhandle, so relative humidity, that's pretty high right now in the metro, but eventually that dry line will move into western Oklahoma. Behind the dry line, it's going to be so dry and so windy, and because it just has been so dry and windy, that fire threat will be in that extreme category out there. So we're going to have to not only watch for the storms later today, but the fires still as well out to the west. Right now, looking for any hot spots, and I'm not seeing anything. Earlier, we had a hot spot in the Panhandle, but it looks like that's gone for now. So in the meantime, we finally got the rain falling. This is our American Fidelity camera, part of our Lucky Star Skycam network. We're at 70 degrees, and that wind, it's out of the south-southwest. It's pretty light right now, at least at the airport. 79 in Enid, 73 in Minko, 76 degrees over in Sealing, the upper 70s in the northwest, but we've got upper 50s behind the cold front in Guyman. That's where we've got that northwest wind. The rest of us heavy south wind between about 25 to 40 miles an hour, so still very blustery today. Eventually, this cold front will be moving in, and we're going to get those rain and storms. The dry line's going to move a little bit farther to the east. We're expecting around 3-4 o'clock that these storms will eventually become supercells, or at least individual isolated supercells that will have more potential of becoming severe just in north central and northwestern Oklahoma, eventually tracking off to the east. And it's probably going to start to light up down the line later in the evening, eventually making its way into the metro, probably after about 8 or 9 o'clock or so. So it's going to be late evening before the metro sees these showers and storms, and they're going to continue to eventually form a longer line moving all across the state late tonight and overnight tonight. So through about midday, any one spot has a low chance of seeing just a few showers, but later this afternoon and evening, those storm chances really pick up just out to the west and eventually move across the metro. Tonight, storm chances are going to be more likely off to the east, but right now we do have that moderate threat for severe storms in parts of north central Oklahoma, still that low threat here in the metro, but we still have that chance of seeing up to golf ball size hail even here in Oklahoma City, and especially just to the north and northwest. Tornado zone, that's still going to be a possibility. Overall, I think it's going to be low for the metro, but it will be a little bit higher across north central into northeastern Oklahoma. We could also see wind gusts, potentially 65 to up to 75 miles an hour with those individual storms. Today, temperatures do make it into the low to mid 80s, so still staying very warm. Eventually, the cold front moves in overnight tonight and temperatures drop down into the upper 40s to low 50s. So a little kind of a chilly start to tomorrow morning, and tomorrow afternoon, a much nicer day. We've got lots of sunshine, temperatures in the 60s with a lighter wind. Friday doesn't look bad either. We've got a southeast wind, a little bit more of a breeze with temperatures in the 70s, but we have more storms on the way for Saturday, Sunday, and into Monday. We're going to have to watch Monday very closely as well because we could see more severe weather. Lisa, back to you.